Alrighty viewers, the Peugeot 3008 GT Sport. Well, what can I say except that we're one of the first to show you the 2024 edition, and it is a rather nice place to be. Let's do the circle round and check out the stats. Now that we've done that, let's check out the boot capacity and the rear seats. The Peugeot GT Sport 3008 has 591 litres of boot space in the back here. Folding the rear seats down, you can get up to 1670 litres. Now there is a quick release button here to fold them down, and then you just push and hit to make that happen. But one of the coolest things, guys, there's also a 12 volt and a light, but you have plenty of anchor points as well. You can fit the parcel tray in the back. You don't have to leave it at home. Now you can operate it via the key, or there's a button up top and you can use your foot. Very good, guys, I like it. The back of the Peugeot 3008 GT Sport. Well, you've got a 12 volt, 2 USB ports here, air conditioning vents. You have plenty of room for 3 of us. Really nicely finished seats. These are very comfy. Nice wood trim. Awesome focal sound system still pumping in the back here. There is an extra bit of glass for these guys, and 2 cup holders in the center, plus you can pull this down and reach into the boot. Now I feel like this has got a really good amount of space for adults. You can see I'm not really hitting the front seats with my knees. I've got plenty of headroom, and yeah, it's a pretty nice place to be. It's really a well spaced product, I feel. And in here is very premium feeling, especially in the front. And at night you will see some mood lighting up here as well. So yeah, very, very well finished. Alrighty. Child locked. And we can't forget about the infotainment and sitting in this lovely cockpit. Alrighty guys, inside the cabin of the 3008 GT. First of all, I must make mention that the switchgear and the finish quality in here is absolutely luxurious and top notch. These are all metal and they control the center infotainment. The GPS is a great system in here, and it integrates so well into your dash. This is a personalized screen that I'm showing you right now, and on the right hand side you see I've put the GPS in there. Very clear layout, very cool display. Even better though is the full navigation mode. I love how interactive it looks when it changes. It's not just a page flip, it actually kind of morphs into the next page. But you can see there it's actually a full screen GPS as well, and you can see kilometers on the left and RPM on the right. One thing I did find strange was in that's the driving one, which is fair enough, the dials version. The revs are backwards, so it always tripped me out a little bit. I don't know why, it just trips me out. So that's why I quite like the personalized view. There is a minimum view as well for when you're doing long journeys. Back over to here. All the interior does have a mood lighting setup, which also can play into the infotainment as well. So you can see we got it set to blue here as well. The mood lighting is also blue currently. So as I said before, lovely switchgear here to control your infotainment. The only annoyance I found with it was when you have your phone plugged in, You do have to hit this, then hit a button on the touch screen to get it to go into your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. This is nice and simple and very clear to understand. You have a charging bay here, your wireless connection point under there, quite a nice shifter, start button. Your drive modes, you do have normal, eco and sport, which is all you need. Very nice. Ample, and I mean ample room in here. I'm gonna put my hand under there. So plenty of glove box room. You'd nearly be able to put a fridge in there. That could be an option for them. Great finish on the seats here in the GT. Very nice indeed. Nice wood trim finish with the stainless steel. It really does just finish off nice in here. Now the interesting thing here with the steering wheel is it is a very different shape because you have an arch at the top and bottom. It's not full circular. It feels really small. I actually quite like it. Very sporty, and they've got a little bit of aluminium on the paddles just to make them feel a little bit more premium than usual. But yeah, the steering wheel's sporty. If you're a one-handed person kind of driver, it doesn't play well to that, but that's kind of good because your 10 and 2 is where you're meant to be anyway, and it kind of gets you to sort of focus on that. Now, the only other annoyance I've found driving the car was the pedals are a little bit to the left. So I just find myself when having to brake, it's a little bit annoying. If you got to brake a lot, your foot feels really a little bit uncomfortable. But that's just me. I might have big feet. So just test that out when you're going to have a look. Other than that, guys, it's honestly really nice in here. And the air conditioner settings, nice and easy. Navigation looks good. You have your car settings. The only annoying sensor assist that I've found is actually the stop start. So with the stop start, if you come up to an almost stop, sometimes it'll actually turn off for you. And when that happens, it kind of, because it's already turned off, if you go to, so say you're rolling at say 1 kilometer an hour, the engine will stop, but then you'll go to accelerate and it won't turn back on until you actually apply the brake more. So there's a little bit of a trickiness to it. So I found myself turning it off sometimes, but just play around with that. See how you guys go with it. You might find it has no issue for you. One last thing, guys. On the seat, where is it? There's the special button down on the right hand side of the seat. We have massage functionality. And it is awesome. I've been using this plenty this week while I've had it. If you do want to switch to a manual mode down here with the shifter, there's an M button. Otherwise, there's a lock here and you simply pull it backwards for neutral and then drive, or same for reverse. And the parking camera is not bad. I've seen clearer, to be honest, and it does have 360-degree parking camera on the right that you can see, but it is the simple version where it builds the image as you drive. So as you're reversing, the image would become 3D as you reverse back. So if I was to do that right now, you can see here as I start to go back, you can see it's building the image. So I mean, it's not bad by any means. It does the job. And I've had no issues with it really. It saves 2 cameras, so why not? Glove box space, guys, in here. Got plenty of glove box room, and the seats also have the little extender for your legs for those tall people. But yes, oh, and don't forget your lovely sunroof. Alrighty, guys. Now that all that's out the way, we can get down to the good stuff, and that is, how is it? How does it drive? How does it feel? Well, I'm pleased to report that this is actually a really well-rounded, finished, small SUV product. You have a really nice engine. There's a good amount of power here. It's plenty for the package that you've got. It's plenty for the weight of the car. The gearbox with its 8-speed is really nice and smooth, and the gear selector is nice and easy to use. Put it in a manual. These nice paddle shift finished levers here, so instant. Plenty of pickup, gear changes, lovely and fast on the upshift and the down. Back into auto mode like it's nothing. The driver aids are really good on here. You're reversing, you do have a rear vision camera, and it does have 360 degree, but it generates the image as you reverse. I believe they call it 180 degree or something like that. But basically, you start with a front and rear, and then as you reverse, it stitches it together to give you a 360, which is, honestly, it works fine. You're not missing much with that. And I doubt you're going to take this off-road where you really need side vision cameras anyway. So, well done there. The lovely luminescence in here at night with the infotainment dialed in to the light color as well as the luminescence in here is great. It even has it up around your roof as well. You're like, I guess you call it a moon roof at night, but the sunroof. And in here, guys, this is where they step up a notch. And as you would have seen, the gauge cluster is beautiful. It works really well. It's nice and fluent with its changes. The infotainment works fine and is really nicely dialed into the buttons below. But the best part is everything in here feels premium, guys. You have metal switchgear in the middle. You got metal paddle shifters. You have this funky shaped steering wheel that is actually really sporty, but feels so nice in the hand. It is great to use. You want to use it. You love steering through the corner. It's really comfy. It's first time I've driven a Peugeot with this steering wheel, and it is a really nice product. So, all that aside, oh, and the focal sound system in this is not bad either. I did find it a little funny with the way the sound goes. It didn't sound all that good when it was low volume, but then as you cranked it up, it was like the sound got better at the same time. It was an interesting concept. I would like to know, viewers, if you go and test drive one, if you found the same thing. It was interesting. I've never really noticed that with sound before out of a sound system. But in any case, when you're cranking your tunes, it sounds good. Nice, even a nice bass level in here. Alrighty, so the engine's good. What about, so the suspension, guys, I actually found it really well dampened and rather comfy on a long drive, but also able to take a corner with a bit of speed and not feel like you're going to roll out of the car. They've done a really good balancing act of getting both of those sorted in the same single suspension setup. So all in all, guys, I've really enjoyed my time with this car, and honestly, the only two niggles I've got, which are really simple ones, the pedals for me are a little bit too far to the left with my feet. I just find it a little uncomfortable using the brake after a certain amount of time, so like a long journey. I'm a size 10, so anyone above that's probably going to have the same problem. Anyone below, probably not a problem at all. Aside from that, the auto stop start, I found that it can catch itself out a little bit, where if you're coming up to, say, a roundabout, the car in front brakes a little bit abruptly or anything like that, you might come to what is almost a stop but not quite, say 1 or 2 kilometers an hour. The car will shut off, but then as you go to put the throttle on, because you hadn't come to a complete stop, the engine won't restart. So you have to put the brake on, then put the accelerator back on to get going again. By the time you've done that, everyone's wondering what you're doing, and you've probably missed your spot in the roundabout, or you've held people up last, whatever. So just something to be mindful of. It's easy to turn off in the car settings, which has actually got a button dead center. So very easy to manage, but I just wanted to bring that up, guys, and just so you can test it out for yourself when you test drive one and just see if you notice it. If it bothers you, if not, then happy days. Alrighty, guys, so the wrap up. Well, I have been thoroughly impressed by this. It is a really great product. It's greatly finished. I'm really impressed by what Peugeot have done here. I think that the little niggles that I had are nowhere near anything major that anyone will really worry about that much. At the price point, just over 68,000, for me, it's expensive for this car, but it does seem to represent the current times. You know, it's not like it's more expensive than most of its competitors. It is in the ballpark. So for me, I find that it is expensive, but it's probably pretty decent for what you're going to get. I think you'll struggle to find many competitors that feel as nice as this inside when you're here and you're touching everything. I do like it's got a massage seat function. So yeah, on that note, guys, if you like the looks, I think the exterior looks lovely. The interior matches the exterior in that, if not even better in here. I think if you like the looks of this, I think you won't be disappointed by any means if you go and test drive one. So check it out and enjoy. And on that note, guys, I'm going to sign out. So thank you, Peugeot. Thank you, Exhaust Notes. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my time with this bad boy. And I hope those of you that go and test drive one enjoy it too. Like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.
Regard the work of motivation the most important work in the history of man.